Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Janelle and I upload new videos every Wednesday and Friday. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my go-to summer foundation routine. Typically during the summer or the warmer months, I don't like to wear foundation. However, if my skin is acting up like it is right now, I have to go in with something to give some coverage. So whenever I am wearing foundation in the summertime, this is the foundation routine that I'm doing. And I really like this routine because it stays put all day. It feels super lightweight on the skin. It doesn't look cakey, and it's also mask proof. Please keep watching. But before you go anywhere, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified every Wednesday and Friday when I upload. It would mean zero to me. And yeah, without any more rambling, let's jump into this summer foundation skin routine. So first things first, I did my skin prep. I used my Naturium Vitamin C Serum, my CeraVe Moisturizer, and my SPF 50. You do not want to forget your SPF, especially in the summertime. So for my summer foundation routine, I am obsessed with this primer. I'll go in with my Milk Hydrogrip. This is seriously perfect for controlling the shine throughout the day, but it still has a nice tacky base to grip your foundation. I find that a lot of oil controlling primers tend to be so dry that then when you put your foundation on, they just kind of like sit on top and they don't really melt into the skin. So I just like to really press it into the skin. So on most days, especially if it's really hot out, I hate to go in with foundation. I'll just use like concealer and cream blush and bronzer, but my skin is looking a little crazy. And for those days where I need some coverage, but I don't want to feel like I have makeup on, this Dior Backstage foundation has been a true game changer. This is truly like the perfect summer foundation where it literally just looks like your skin. It'll even it up. It won't feel heavy. It won't look heavy. You can literally wear this by itself with no other makeup and it's not gonna look funny because it literally just looks like your skin. Another good affordable drugstore alternative would be the CoverGirl Skin Milks. I love those during the summertime. That's honestly like all I wore last summer. Now, if I really want my foundation to stay put all day without having to use a ton of powder, I'll spray my Maybline Lasting Fix setting spray and then buff the foundation on top. This setting spray just really like locks in your makeup, and especially if you're wearing a mask, this will make it mask proof. I take some of the Backstage foundation on the back of my hand. I'm actually gonna pick it up with my IT Cosmetics brush. I love this for foundation. And like, you see how it literally just makes your skin, like it just looks like a veil of extra skin concealing my blemishes. But do you see how beautiful it leaves the skin looking? Like, you can still see some blemishes peeking through, but it does just enough to even up your skin while still keeping your skin looking like skin. So next up, I'm gonna be cream contouring using my Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick in the shade 355 Coconut. This has been my favorite for cream contouring because it just melts right into the skin like butter, and it's just beautiful. And I have been obsessed with this Makeup by Mario F1 face brush. It literally, like the way it's rounded slightly, makes it buff out this cream contour beautifully, leaving no streaks, and it makes it like so quick and easy to blend. I have been thoroughly enjoying this brush. I'm just really trying to like push it into the skin and like dabbing circular motions. Not forget to buff this out because, like I always mention, there's nothing worse than when you can see a blotch of contour underneath of your chin here. And then we're gonna buff this out with the other side of my Makeup by Mario F1 brush. Just gonna kind of like push it into my brows up here and then just kind of like press it in place along the nose. So then for concealer, lately I've been loving to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I use mine in the shade Custard, and I just like it because it melts into the skin, looks super natural, but still has good coverage. So I just like to apply the concealer a little bit in here, and then here to lip, down the nose, and then I'll take a little extra concealer along here. I'm gonna use my damp beauty sponge to blend out the concealer. I always pick up some extra concealer on the back of my hand with the sponge, and then I just kind of pat the concealer in place. I don't swipe the concealer because when you swipe, that's when you start to lose coverage. That's when it starts to like settle a lot more in any like stubborn crevices underneath of the eye. Just want to really gently pat. It also prevents the concealer from looking super blotchy. For blush, I've been loving the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Cream Blush in Soft Coral. It is so beautiful. I found though I don't like to apply it directly to my cheek. I made the mistake of doing that when I first tried it, and it kind of ruined it for me because it like ended up moving my makeup. But I find that if I work it into a brush first or work it on the back of my hand and then into a brush, it gives like a really softed, melted into the skin finish. It has a soft glow to it. I'm just gonna tap that into my cheeks using the same Makeup by Mario F1 face brush. Like I said, I have been loving this brush, but I just love the flush that it gives. And this blush looks stunning on bare skin with no foundation. For highlight, you guys already know I'm obsessed with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Wand. Just melt into the skin beautifully. So again, I'm gonna work it on the back of my hand and then pick it up with that same Makeup by Mario F1 face brush, but this time picking it up with the tip of the angled part. And I like to just tap that right on the high points of my cheek, just to make my cheekbones pop a little bit more. And then I'll put some like down the bridge of my nose, the tip. There we go. I've been loving to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder to set my face. I just find it sets my makeup without making it look heavy or feel heavy. So what I'll do first is I'll pick some up with my beauty sponge. Very tiny bit. I tap off any of the excess and I just use that really lightly and press it underneath of my eyes just to set the concealer to prevent it from creasing. Once I do that, then I take some more powder in the cap. I'll swirl like a fluffy kind of kabuki brush like this, and tap off the excess, and then I'll buff all over my skin. Fine, I have to set my under eyes first though, because if I don't and I just go straight into buffing, it can start to look really creasy and crepey, and we do not want that. And then I take my Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray again, lock everything in place, and then I take my MAC Fix Plus and set over top of that. I've mentioned this before, but this one is to lock the makeup in place all day, and this one is to just melt the makeup into the skin and give it more of like a natural glowy finish. While my face is still damp, I'll go in with my Makeup by Mario highlighter in Golden, and I take that with my MAC 137 brush. I pick up a very light amount of this because this stuff is glowy. And I use like the lightest hand. You see how far down on the barrel I'm holding the brush? Because I just want a super, super, super light sweep. Take some on like a really skinny brush and just use that down my nose and on the tip of my nose. For bronzer, I've been using my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer in Dark. I've been really enjoying his products. Like when I did the first impressions, I was kind of like hesitant. I had to figure out how I liked to use them, but once I figured out my favorite ways to use the products, I have been thoroughly enjoying like literally everything that I got. And I like to take that with my Hourglass bronzing brush. I take it on the larger side, tap off the excess, and then I'll just lightly tap this on my forehead, again using a super light hand because this bronzer is a bit pigmented. And then I just tap it on my cheeks to avoid any streaking. Alright, and then I'm just going to bake my under eyes using my Coty Airspun powder. Pick some up on my sponge and then I'll tap off the excess in the cap. And then I just like to start on the sides of my nose first, that way I don't apply too much of it under my eyes. And then from there, I'll bring the product down like this and just lightly press it back and forth. That way it really pushes the product into the skin and I don't have too much powder sitting on top. It just avoids a little bit of a cakiness. And then I'm just pressing in the bake. I'm gonna take a little extra powder, just a tiny bit, and just put that underneath of my bronzer. That way it doesn't look too like streaky or it doesn't come too far down. And then with the other side of my Hourglass brush, I'm just gonna press it. And I'll kind of like press it and buff it up and into the bronzer, and it helps just smooth everything out. I've recently gone back to one of my favorite blushes of all time, my MAC Mineralize blush in the shade Dainty. It's just the perfect baby doll pink. I am just so obsessed with it. And using the same Makeup by Mario brush, I literally will use the same brush for like a million things. I just like to press it onto my cheeks. I know a lot of people lately like to apply their blush really high up here. And I've tried that, like only applying it here, not onto my cheeks, and I hate the way it makes my face look. Just an FYI, like if there's ever something trendy, a certain like contouring technique, just because everyone says you should do it, doesn't always mean that it's the most complimentary to your face shape. So just always pay attention to that, always pay attention to your features and like what you feel good in versus like what people are telling you to do. I like a little bit more life in here, and I just find, I don't know, it ties in with like my cheekbones and all that a little bit better. When I have it too far out, it just looks funny. On me personally, not on other people. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that highlighter and just lightly tap some more here and here. Like again, so lightly, like I'm barely even touching my face, you guys. And then lastly, to lock everything in, I'm just going to spray my face with my Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished result. Alright you guys, and here you have it. This is my go-to summer skin makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every Wednesday and Friday when I upload. I love and appreciate you all so much. I pray you all stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!